is Rosie. My little boy is now 6 months old. We have a family history of eczema, so I really wasn't surprised when around 14 weeks old, we noticed his skin becoming really red and patchy. Went back to the GP and they prescribed a mild steroid and various other creams, and we went back and forth, and unfortunately his skin just deteriorated really quickly and the eczema spread all over his face, his head, body, so much so that it then became infected. We then had to administer oral antibiotics, antihistamines, a stronger steroid cream. It was just so heartbreaking. We did everything we were told, and he was just suffering and just getting worse and worse. His sleep deteriorated significantly. He couldn't focus on breastfeeding because every movement he made seemed to cause like an uncontrollable itch. And yeah, he just wasn't himself. It was horrible. There were a lot of tears. The steroid cream was the only thing that was maintaining his eczema. It wasn't improving it, it was just keeping it from getting any worse. But I was told I couldn't use that on a daily basis indefinitely. So I just started researching alternative treatments. I made lotion and soaps out of my own breast milk. I bought organic bath milks and oat mixes for the bath. I tried the Child's Farm moisturizer. Just absolutely nothing worked. Just one morning, he was just screaming continuously. I could barely touch him. He was so sore. We hadn't slept. He hadn't slept. He was so hungry, but he couldn't stay on the latch. And I cried as well. So I just sat there holding him. I was scrolling through Facebook and an ad came up. This stood out because it wasn't a cream. And so I clicked on the link. I did a bit more research in the website, and the NHS were working with the products as well. So I was like, okay, I think this is quite serious then. So I was sold, and I just bought, and it's been fantastic. I haven't looked back. Initially, I stopped all creams, stopped all steroids, put it on, and was like, oh, it's going to be a miracle. It'll be amazing. My son's eczema was so severe that it actually wasn't even under control. So I had to get it under control first. So I now use the HappySkin along with a cream and a steroid occasionally. We lightly cream him in the morning. We let that dry for at least 30 minutes. Quite a painful process when you're trying to get ready for the day, but we let it dry. I apply the steroid cream if I absolutely need to, and then I use the HappySkin like a vest. So he just wears his bodysuit all day, every day, 24/7. In the evening, I repeat the same process. So again, I very lightly cream him, but otherwise, I just use HappySkin basically, and I haven't had a flare-up in 31 days. Okay, so this is going to sound really overdramatic, but it has revolutionized the way we live. We've gone from having to apply a thick Vaseline consistency, really greasy cream almost hourly to, like I said, we just do a light cream in the morning, let it dry, steroid if absolutely necessary, HappySkin all day, repeat at night, HappySkin all night. That's it. I'd say within the week of getting his symptoms under control and wearing the HappySkin 24/7, we had our happy, chatty, relaxed baby all back. Yeah, that has been the best part of all of this. Has been seeing him just being so happy and enjoying his little life again. Amazing. Don't give up. There is light at the end of the tunnel. And less is more. Once your child's symptoms are under control, we were advised by the GP, you need regular cleaning to maintain the moisture to resolve the itch. That just wasn't sustainable and it didn't work for us. The skin needs to learn how to be skin again. So by applying copious amounts of cream all the time, it doesn't allow the skin to breathe. And that is where the HappySkin revolutionized our way of life. It regulates his body temperature, it maintains his natural moisture levels, and it helps the skin to adjust. So less is more. We don't have to cream him on a regular basis anymore. Just pat the skin, try not to rub it, because when we rub, we're breaking the skin down. So it's making it worse in the long term. For me, when I spoke to a dermatologist and read a few articles, it was not being afraid of using mild steroids if you absolutely need to. That gap between applying moisturizer and putting HappySkin on, or applying moisturizer and applying a steroid, that's really important, because if you're going moisturizer to HappySkin, you need to make sure that the cream doesn't interact with the fabric. You want the skin to interact with the fabric. If you want the steroid to be soaked into the skin needs to be moisturized to a certain level. Obviously, this is in my case. Everyone needs to do their own trial and error of what works for their babies. And we actually reduce bathing as well. But we've taken it down to once a week. We're in a really good place at the moment with that. And I'm looking at maybe going to twice a week, possibly. We will see how it goes. It's about management. The key for any child with eczema is management. I was very het up at the beginning. I need to know what the cause is. I'm going to fix it. I'm going to go dairy free. I'm going to cut this. I'm going to make sure that there's no wool products around. I'm going to make sure there's no perfumes. There's none of this. He's not going to touch grass. He's not going to. It's ridiculous. He is part of the world. I can't put him in a little bubble. Obviously, if you are one of those lucky people that can find a cause and you can nip it in the bud and maintain it, great. But I feel that my child is just one of those children who's eczema. Maybe he'll grow out of it, maybe he won't. But management is our only way forward at this precise moment.